I think anything's possible. I don't know how they think.
At 63, Melissa Sue Anderson is finally dropping the truth about Michael Landon, and it's got everyone talking. Born on September 26, 1962 in Berkeley, California, Melissa grew up in a home that mixed creativity with a solid sense of normal life and education. Her parents weren't chasing the Hollywood spotlight, but when they packed up and moved to Los Angeles, fate clearly had a plan waiting for her. From the jump, Melissa stood out. Her eyes carried this deep emotional spark that talent scouts couldn't ignore. She wasn't just another kid with a pretty face, she had presence. She landed her first TV commercials in no time, and even back then, you could tell she was different. There was something real about her, something magnetic that drew people in instantly. It didn't take long before she started showing up in hit TV shows like Bewitched and The Brady Bunch. These early gigs were like her training ground, teaching her how to keep her feet on the ground in an industry that could easily chew up young stars. While other kids were trying to charm their way through scenes, Melissa showed real emotional depth that seemed way beyond her age. Then came the moment that changed everything. 1974. Melissa landed the role of Mary Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. And just like that, her life transformed overnight. This wasn't just another family show. It was a cultural movement, an emotional retelling of Laura Ingalls Wilder's classic stories that touched millions. And right in the heart of it all was Melissa, shining as one of the show's emotional anchors. Playing the eldest daughter of Charles and Caroline Ingalls, portrayed by Michael Landon and Karen Grassel, Melissa Sue Anderson brought a kind of soulful intensity that hit fans straight in the chest. She didn't just act responsible or sweet, she lived it. Her quiet strength perfectly balanced Laura's wild energy, played by Melissa Gilbert, making their on-screen bond unforgettable. But the real emotional explosion came when Mary's life took a tragic turn, the moment she lost her sight. Fans were devastated, and the storyline could have easily turned into soap-style drama. But not under Melissa's watch. She played every scene with this calm, haunting power that made you feel every ounce of Mary's pain, fear, and unstoppable courage. Watching her transform from terrified to resilient was unforgettable. Every detail, the tilt of her head, the softness in her voice, the emotion flickering behind her eyes, showed how much heart she poured into that role. Melissa didn't just play Mary Ingalls, she became her. It was so raw, so real, that it stopped feeling like acting altogether. It felt real, so real that people couldn't stop talking about it. Melissa's performance on Little House on the Prairie earned her massive praise, and even an Emmy nomination, locking her in as one of the most talented young actresses of her time. But even with all that fame and love, Melissa didn't let the spotlight take over her life. She kept moving forward, chasing roles that were deeper, riskier, and full of emotion, proving she wasn't scared to step away from her Mary Ingalls image. Then came a defining moment in 1980. Melissa starred in the TV film Which Mother Is Mine? And wow, she owned that role. Her performance was raw, powerful, and so emotional that it left viewers speechless. She didn't just act the part, she lived it. The performance was so strong it won her an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama or Comedy Special. That win cemented what everyone already knew. Melissa Sue Anderson wasn't just a TV sweetheart, she was a force of nature who could carry deep, emotional stories all by herself. But here's where Melissa truly showed her strength. As the years went by, she made a bold move that stunned Hollywood. She stepped away from the chaos. During the 1980s and 1990s, while others were fighting to stay in the spotlight, Melissa quietly chose peace. She only took projects that truly spoke to her soul, like the chilling thriller Happy Birthday to Me and a few hand-picked TV dramas that showcased her incredible range. She wasn't chasing fame anymore, she was chasing freedom and authenticity. This wasn't some tragic fall from stardom. It was a reset, a smart and grounded decision that showed how much she valued real happiness over constant publicity. Then came another twist in 2010 that caught fans by surprise. Melissa became an official Canadian citizen. She turned the page, embracing a new life while still carrying her Hollywood memories with love and pride. Whenever Melissa shows up at interviews or events today, she radiates calm confidence. She's not chasing attention, she's living her truth, content with where her life has taken her. And in 2014, she gave her fans something truly special, Her memoir, The Way I See It, a look back at my life on Little House. The book was heartfelt, funny, and deeply honest, a window into her life as a young actress navigating fame. Critics loved it, calling it emotionally intelligent and refreshingly real. Through her words, Melissa once again proved she's far more than just a former child star. She's a woman who faced fame with wisdom, humor, and grace. And in the 1990s, she made another bold move that showed where her heart truly was. She chose family over Hollywood. Instead of chasing every new project, she poured her time and love into raising her kids. Her screen appearances became rare, but when she did show up, it mattered. Every role she picked had purpose, meaning, and heart, even as she focused on building a peaceful life at home. Melissa never let her fire for acting burn out, not for a second. Even while keeping a lower profile, she picked her moments perfectly, showing up in just the right projects that reminded everyone she still had it. From 1993 to 1994, she joined the X-Men TV series, proving she could still bring that same intensity and emotional depth that made fans love her years before. She wasn't just holding on to the past. She was showing growth, power, and serious range. Around that same time, she made another surprise move by appearing in the revival of the classic mystery hit Burke's Law in 1994. Once again, Melissa lit up the screen, reminding fans she hadn't lost her magic touch. Not one bit. That same year, she threw another curveball no one saw coming. She lent her voice to the animated stories from the Bible, Music Video Volume 1. It was a beautiful, family-centered project that reflected her values and her calm connection to her faith. She moved effortlessly between serious drama and faith-based storytelling, and she made both look completely natural. As the 90s rolled on, Melissa kept her career low-key but powerful. She picked every role with care, appearing in The Killer Lady in 1995, the disaster drama Earthquake in New York in 1998, and the series Partners in 1999. Each project might not have been a blockbuster, but they carried her quiet strength. A subtle reminder that even if she'd stepped out of Hollywood's chaos, she never stepped away from her craft. When the 2000s hit, Melissa came back once again, this time starring in the TV movie Thin Ice as Tanya Ferguson. It wasn't a loud, headline-grabbing return, but it had meaning. It showed everyone that Melissa Sue Anderson was still here, still passionate, and still doing things her own way. After that strong run in the 90s, she did something truly bold again. She took another full pause from Hollywood, this time for 5 solid years. She fully embraced being a stay-at-home mom, trading bright studio lights for morning school runs and quiet family dinners. During those years, Melissa was all about peace, privacy, and stability, a rare move in an industry obsessed with staying visible. She wasn't hiding, she was simply choosing what truly mattered. And that choice spoke volumes about how self-aware and grounded she really was. But then, in 2006, she made a comeback that fans didn't see coming, and it was stunning. She reappeared as First Lady Megan Hollister in the thrilling TV miniseries 10.5, Apocalypse. The disaster epic threw her right back in front of millions of viewers. And wow, she still had that same captivating screen presence that made people fall in love with her decades earlier. Her calm confidence, emotional depth, and subtle power reminded everyone that true talent never fades. And she didn't stop there. That same year, Melissa made a small but intriguing uncredited appearance in the film Crazy Eights. It might have been a quick role, but it proved she wasn't done with the big screen just yet. Then, in 2007, she lent her voice to the TV film Marco Polo, playing the mother in another uncredited yet deeply heartfelt part. She didn't need fame or flashing lights to make an impact. She just followed what inspired her, no matter how big or small the role was. After a few more quiet years out of the spotlight, Melissa Sue Anderson surprised everyone again in 2010 with her appearance in the short film Marker 187. Even after taking long breaks, she showed she hadn't lost that spark. Her love for storytelling was still burning strong. Her performance proved that talent like hers doesn't fade. It just waits for the right moment to shine again. Then in 2014, fans got a blink and you'll miss it surprise. Melissa popped up in Veronica Mars playing Sasha's mother. It was a short cameo, but longtime fans spotted her instantly and couldn't stop smiling. Seeing her face on screen again felt like a nostalgic gift. A small reminder of the star who once moved millions with her emotional depth and quiet power. Her final on-screen appearance came in 2018 with The Con Is On, where she played guest number 2. It was a tiny role, but it carried so much meaning. It wasn't loud or flashy. It was poetic, almost symbolic, like the perfect, quiet curtain call to a career defined by grace instead of chaos. Every role she returned for, no matter how brief, showed the same thoughtful energy that defined her entire journey. Melissa never let Hollywood tell her who she should be. She chose every step with intention and heart. Melissa Sue Anderson's later years tell a powerful story. The story of a woman who knew exactly what mattered. Her legacy isn't about chasing trophies or headlines. It's about love, balance, and living life on her own terms. She proved that true success isn't measured by fame, but by the peace and happiness you create for yourself and your family. Back in 1990, right in the middle of Hollywood's chaos, Melissa found something real: love. She met television writer and producer Michael Sloan, and what started as a creative bond quickly turned into something deep, steady, and unbreakable. Their relationship was the total opposite of the typical Hollywood whirlwind. No drama, no constant tabloid noise. While other celebrity couples were making headlines for all the wrong reasons, Melissa and Michael quietly built something strong, calm, and full of respect. Together, they created a tight-knit family filled with love and laughter. They welcomed 2 children, Piper and Griffin, who instantly became their whole world. As the years passed, Melissa made one of the biggest and bravest decisions of her life. She chose family first. She didn't want her kids growing up under the same blinding spotlight she had faced as a young actress. So she stepped away from the chaos and built a life that was private, peaceful, and real. That decision showed a brand new side of Melissa. Not the actress, but the mom. Behind the fame and success was a woman determined to give her children the kind of normal, grounded life she had once dreamed of. In 2002, the family made a life-changing move, packing up everything and heading north to Montreal, Canada. It wasn't just a change of scenery, it was a whole new chapter built on balance, creativity, and calm living. And guess what? Canada turned out to be everything they hoped for and more. It gave them culture, comfort, and a fresh sense of perspective. Then, in a truly special moment, their connection to the country became official on Canada Day in 2007, when Melissa, Michael, Piper, and Griffin proudly became Canadian citizens. It was more than just paperwork. It was a symbol of the peaceful, grounded life Melissa had worked so hard to build, far from the noise of Hollywood yet full of love, purpose, and pride. It wasn't just a change of nationality, it was a statement about the life Melissa Sue Anderson and Michael Sloan had built together. Their move to Canada symbolized peace, love, and freedom, a life far from Hollywood's noise and pressure. It was grounded, real, and filled with genuine happiness that fame could never buy. As time went on, life took its natural turns, some sweet, some heartbreaking. Melissa and her longtime husband, writer and producer Michael Sloan, eventually found themselves living apart when he settled in New York City. But even distance couldn't shake the bond they had built over decades. Their connection ran deeper than geography. It was rooted in love, respect, and shared dreams that had carried them through the highs and lows of both Hollywood and life itself. Then came a devastating moment that broke hearts everywhere. On August 13, 2025, Michael Sloan passed away, closing the chapter on a marriage that had lasted for decades and shaped so much of Melissa's story. His death wasn't just the loss of a devoted husband and father. It was the loss of a true creative soul whose work left a lasting mark on television history. For Melissa, it was more than grief. It was saying goodbye to her partner in life, her anchor, and one of her greatest sources of strength. Melissa's entire journey has always been tied to creative powerhouses, but none stood larger in her story than Little House on the Prairie's own Michael Landon. His influence on both the show and on Melissa herself was massive, layered, and unforgettable. To the world, Landon was the ultimate family man, the warm-hearted Charles Ingalls, leading his TV family with love and old-fashioned wisdom. But behind that perfect on-screen charm, things were far more complicated. In recent years, Melissa has spoken more openly about what life was really like behind the scenes. Now, at 63, she's not that quiet, guarded young actress anymore. She's a woman who's lived, learned, and can finally speak her truth with clarity and grace. She's revealed that growing up on set wasn't always easy, especially under the powerful and demanding presence of someone like Michael Landon. Michael was incredibly charismatic, she recalled. He knew how to command a room and when the cameras were rolling, he was absolutely magnetic. There was no denying his creative genius. He was the heartbeat of Little House on the Prairie. He shaped it into one of the most beloved shows of all time, something generations still cherish today. But that same brilliance came with an intensity that could be tough, inspiring one moment and overwhelming the next, especially for a young actress still trying to find her place in the world. For the younger cast members, working under Landon's leadership was no small task. Melissa has been refreshingly honest about how, even though he was a true visionary, he wasn't always the easiest person to approach, especially for kids. He wasn't someone you could easily talk to as a kid, she admitted. The set was filled with both admiration and tension, with Landon's strong energy shaping every scene, every interaction, and every young performer's experience. She admitted, "There was a wall there, and you felt it." That quiet distance shaped a lot of her early acting experience, teaching her the tough realities of show business way earlier than most kids ever should have learned them. It wasn't just lights, cameras, and fame. It was discipline, pressure, and learning how to survive in a world that demanded perfection from the start. One of the most defining moments in Melissa's entire career came when her character, Mary Ingalls, lost her sight. That storyline demanded emotional power far beyond her years, and Melissa delivered it flawlessly. Her performance hit so hard it earned her an Emmy nomination, but it also left a deep emotional scar. "That storyline changed everything for me," Anderson explained. "It pushed me harder than anything I'd ever done, and Michael expected nothing less than perfection." The pressure was intense, constant, and unrelenting. Landon's standards were sky high, and while he pushed his cast toward greatness, praise was rare. He believed the work should speak for itself, Melissa said, looking back with both admiration and understanding. At the time, she didn't fully realize how heavy that kind of silence could be, how hard it was to keep performing under the weight of wanting approval that rarely came. As she grew older, she began to notice the subtle shifts behind the scenes: favoritism, changing attention, quiet competition that sometimes made the set feel tense and unpredictable. "You learned quickly where you stood," she confessed. "It wasn't personal. It was just how Michael operated. It was Hollywood's unspoken rule: tough love, high standards, and the constant pressure to deliver your best every single day." Despite all that complexity, Melissa never stopped respecting Michael Landon's genius. She's always been open about the fact that his creative power shaped Little House on the Prairie into something timeless, a show that's still loved by generations around the world. Her honesty about those behind-the-scenes moments doesn't tear down his legacy. It deepens it. It shows the truth behind the art, the challenges that came with brilliance, and the strength it took for a young actress to hold her own in that environment. Melissa Sue Anderson's story isn't just about fame. It's about courage, growth, and resilience that never faded with time. She was a girl who grew up in front of millions, faced pressures few could imagine, and came out stronger, wiser, and more grounded than ever. Her journey is proof that real strength doesn't come from applause. It comes from surviving the spotlight and still being true to yourself. If Melissa's story moved you or opened your eyes to what really went on behind the scenes, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, your favorite Little House moments, or what inspires you most about Melissa's journey. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.